Hello, JoAnne Mbonigaba here from freedommompreneur-by-design.com. And in today's video, I want to share with you a little story about what happened to me today about confessions of your faults being good for your soul. And really quickly, before I get started, if you're new to my channel, what you can expect is videos to help you get started quickly and effectively here on YouTube, particularly as a small business owner or a network marketer, helping you to leverage the power of video to attract your ideal client and also to support them and give them the best experience while they're working with you. I also do mindset hacks, book reviews, and I do quite a bit of reflected videos such as this. So if that's of value to you, I encourage you to subscribe and also hit the bell button below so you're notified whenever I go live or whenever I upload a new video. I want to thank all of those who are here live. Feel free to jump out and say hello. I often go live and see people here, but you're quiet. Feel free. I'd love to give you a shout out. Okay, so today what happened is I was out to lunch with my new coworkers. I just started a new job this week, and we went to the Mandarin, amazing restaurant, beautiful, large buffet, great service, and I enjoyed an amazing meal. And at the end of the meal, they bring these fortune cookies, right? And so everyone's opened up their fortune cookie, and usually you expect these fortune cookies to have some piece of sage wisdom. And mine said, confessions of your faults is good for your soul. And I was like, first of all, I was a little bit uncomfortable because I was like, I'm getting this fortune cookie amidst my coworkers. What are they going to think? And then I cut that thought. I was like, whatever. I am who I am. And then I thought, what is this fortune cookie about? Why do I have to confess? And so the last couple of days I was ill, and literally I wasn't answering my phone. I had a huge migraine, and you'll see that I actually use one of my tricks to keep my channel alive in terms of, I don't want to tell you guys the trick, but I did a video on it, and I'll include the link to that video in my show notes after the live. So anyway, I missed a ton of calls and backlogged in my emails and whatnot. And one of those calls and texts and emails was from a good colleague of mine in a referral business networking group. She had lent me some products to try out, and I had it on my agenda today. Now that I was back up and getting caught up, I would go by her house and return these products because I had them for a little bit longer than expected because I was ill. And so I came home that day after doing different stuff, and I came into my office looking for the products, couldn't find them. I said, oh no. I went into my closet, into my bathroom. I went through my car, couldn't find them. And so I started calling around because I couldn't figure out how I had misplaced these products. So I called my friend, the other gentleman in the networking group, Doug, and asked him. He hadn't seen them. I called all the places that I had been. I just couldn't figure out because I knew I'd put them in my car, I put them in my office, but they weren't there. And then I went under the seat, I went into the trunk and picked up and pulled around. And then I remember this saying, I was like, oh, okay, confession is good for your soul. And I wasn't feeling the best. And I mean, she'd left me a couple messages and I promised that I would return the product. And I hate losing people's stuff. And I was like, should I just call and let her know and then send her an e-transfer? And I said, no, JoAnne, pull up your big panties or whatever it is and just suck it up and make the effort to go and see her face to face, because she lives about 10 minutes away from me, not that far. But you know, in this circumstance where I've clearly dropped the ball, it's really important to immediately, once I figured out I dropped the ball, to go face to face. And I was like, confessions are good for my soul. And she was really full of grace when I went to her and I explained to her that I'd actually lost the bag of the products. And of course, I immediately offered to send her the money to replace the entire, everything that I had lost. And I did that actually just a few minutes ago. She sent me a text with all the information and I sent her a transfer. And I have to say that at first I sat in my car and I didn't want to go. I was saying to myself, I wish this would just sell itself. It's so uncomfortable to have to admit my faults. It's so uncomfortable to have to go to her place after being sick and missing her last bunch of texts and her emails, to then on top of that have to ask her grace because I lost her stuff. I didn't want to do it. And I sat in my car for a bit and I played with my kids for a bit, delaying. And then I sucked it up and I said, I could just get in the car and drive. I got in the car and drove to the library, dropped off some books for my kids, and I called to see if she was home. I think, back of my mind, let's be honest, I was hoping she wasn't home. And then I said, JoAnne, no. So I called, I got her voicemail, and I left a message. And I said, I'm going to stick around close to the library because she lives close to the library while I live further away from the library. And I'm going to call again in a half an hour. And a half an hour came, and I picked up the phone and I called. And I'm feeling bad, and I'm, you're feeling all these different emotions. And she answers the phone. And I said, I'll be right there. And I got to her house, and when I got to her house, the phone rang. And so me, again, still a little bit delayed, I answered the phone and dealt with that call. Because again, I'd been out of commission for 2 days, and so I was catching up with texts and emails, and I'm dealing with a few properties that I'm selling, and I was looking to talk to the realtor. So anyway, did that. I finally got to her house, and I just came straight out and said it. And she was definitely surprised, hello, but again, she was full of grace, and it just felt really good afterwards, getting that all off my chest, and then coming home, and as soon as she sent me the information, I dealt with it, and now I can go to sleep, and just, it's all settled. This is not going to come up again. So anyway, what confessions do you have, people that maybe are important to you that you need to make so that you can have that weight lifted, and you can maybe sleep better or just approach your day better? And I know I probably have a few more confessions to make, actually. So I'm going to start really dealing with a few unsettled or undealt with things that, again, you delay. And then when you finally take the nerve and just deal with it head on, the weight's lifted, and you progress so much faster, you progress so much happier. So I just want to share that story with you, the fortune cookie that came through, really cool. And to encourage you as well to take that brave step and do the hard stuff, do the right thing. And when you have those difficult conversations, don't stay with the phone, go to the person face to face, be genuine, make that extra effort. All right, JoAnne Mbonigaba here. Remember, as always, it's quality versus quantity, and I'll see you in the next video.